Avengers Endgame is going to finish number 2 behind Avatar as the second highest grossing film of all time. But is this comparison even fair, with Avatar getting released twice in theaters? What's up guys, Doc Ito here with a box office update. The doctor is in. Today, we update you on the latest box office numbers. Marvel Universe on Twitter realized what we've been saying over the last few weeks, that after Endgame had a significant drop, it's not going to pass Avatar at the box office. It's still an amazing run for this movie, it's just not going to cross that threshold. And before we dig into the numbers, remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of Doc Ito's free repairs. Last week, Endgame made $8.6 million in the US, $7.8 million overseas, for a total of $16.4 million. Right now it stands at $2.73 billion overall, just $57.4 million shy of Avatar's number. However, through the end of its run from here on out, Infinity War made only $46 million, which is about $10 million short of where Endgame needs to be. Over the last week, Endgame also made about $4 million less than Infinity War in the same week. Overseas, it did a little bit better this week than last, but it's still not matching the performance of Infinity War. However, in the US, it continues to drop dramatically, much below the red line of parity that it needs to maintain. And now, realistically, it needs to be much above this line to have a chance of beating Avatar. It's just not going to happen. And one of the big problems, as we talked about last week, is that it's only in 2,100 theaters right now, with a weekend gross of just $4.8 million. And it was the number 8 movie at the box office, with a lot of strong competition. Secret Life of Pets, Dark Phoenix, Aladdin, Godzilla, Rocketman, Maude, John Wick, and more movies are coming out next weekend. For this same weekend, Infinity War made $7.2 million in 2,800 theaters. It only got down to 2,100 theaters next week, and even then it made more. So Endgame is now a whole week behind Infinity War's performance. And with more good movies coming out, it could fall much quicker than Infinity War did the rest of the way. Right now, I predict about $2.768 billion for Endgame compared to $2.788 billion for Avatar. This is about $20 million less than what Avatar made. However, Avatar did have a re-release, with the special edition being released in August of 2010. This special edition made $10.7 million in the US and $22.5 million overseas. If we subtract those values, Endgame might actually beat Avatar's initial run. Right now it's projected to be about $13 million above that. However, if this downward trend continues, it might end up below that number too. For those arguing that Endgame's going to be in theaters for months and months and it'll catch up to Avatar, it's not going to happen. In the last 83 days in theaters, Infinity War made only $10 million. That's in 3 months, and this is in the US. And during its last 43 days, it only made $1 million. Toward the end, movies just don't make money. It's also not fair to say that Avatar was in theaters much longer than Endgame, and that's why it made more. If you look, it was in theaters about 240 days. However, in the last 100 days or so, it only made $2 million. So the last 100 days, it really didn't make anything. So for it to be in theaters didn't really help. I mean, the last couple months, it was in like 9 different theaters. That's not going to make any difference at all. Now, if we adjust for inflation, which is a more fair comparison, Gone with the Wind wins with about 3.4 to 3.8 billion, then Titanic 3.2 to 3.4, and finally Avatar at 3.2. With Endgame around 2.7 being 5th on the list. Another way to compare it, and this is just in the US, is adjusting for price ticket inflation, looking at how many tickets were actually sold. With Gone with the Wind selling 200 million tickets, Star Wars 178 million, and here Avatar has sold only 97 million tickets. So with price inflation going up, that's why it's at number 1. And then here's Endgame at 91.5. So we'll have to see if 6 more million people see Endgame to catch it from this standpoint. But the number everyone remembers and everyone's going to talk about in the future is this 2.787. And Avatar is going to stay king unless there's an Endgame re-release, which is unlikely to happen. Otherwise, at the box office this weekend, Dark Phoenix didn't do very well at only 33 million. It's doing a little better overseas at 100. We'll have to see where it ends up. I know we compared this to Alita in the past. Dark Phoenix, having a budget of 200 million, is right now considered a bomb, and it's possible Alita with a smaller budget and less of a pedigree could end up outgrossing Dark Phoenix. But we'll have to wait and see. There's no doubt they're going to make more X-Men movies, even if Dark Phoenix flops. So hopefully with Alita making potentially more money on a smaller budget, that means they're hopefully going to greenlight a sequel and the trilogy. And of course, we're doing our best with the Blu-ray sales to try to get those numbers up, because we do not stand by in the presence of evil. And make sure you hit the links below, pre-ordering the movie and signing the sequel petition. So y'all have a great day, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Doc out.